What's that? What?
It's time. It's time to have real, honest, open, difficult, and inspiring conversations. It's time for Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hello there, family. Hello and welcome. Welcome to yet another episode of Love and Life right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. That's WURDradio.com. I am your host, Carol Riddick, and I am joined this evening by none other than Nicholas. We're going to say, hey, Nick. Hey, Nick. He is standing in for Miss Kayla J, who is out today. But happy Monday. Thank you for spending some time with us. Do you believe we're in July already? I don't. I do not believe we are already here in July. But what we're going to do, we're going to keep living. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. So, family, for those of you who are new to Love and Life, what we like to do in the beginning of the show is check in. That's what I like to do. I call it roll call, but you can call it what you will. So if you are joining us on our socials, then send us a hello. I see Tim is checking in already. He writes, hey, Carol. Well, hey, Tim. So nice to have you join us. But if you'd like to do so, you too can comment on our socials or you can call me. And you can do that by dialing 215-634-8065, or you can call me toll free at 1-866 361-0900. Miranda is also checking in. Well, hello, Miranda Wright Young. It is so nice to have you join us as well. Family, let us know that you're here and you are ready to join the conversation. Hi there, Lori. Lori Green Miller writes, hello, Carol. Well, hello to you too. And hey to you, Miranda. Hello. I love all the love that you all share. I must tell you that I really do. I really do. I want to know what you did over the weekend, though. Y'all know. Y'all know. I won't call it nosy, but I'm definitely inquisitive and I do care about you and your lives. So tell me, did you have a good time over the weekend? Do you celebrate the 4th of July? I don't know. Or do you just enjoy the time off that we get? Do you just enjoy that? I'm curious to know. Y'all know I'm curious to know. I ask you these things all the time. But in any event, I'm happy to have you here. Happy that you're sharing your time, energy, and attention with me right here on Love and Life. That's what I'm happy about. And so I want to talk with you about some things, as you know, before our first guest joins us. I have some questions. Well, actually, just one, because I like to talk about recent events. But I said, well, I'm not going to do too much of the recent events tonight, but there is one that I have a question about. I read an article, and you all may be familiar because we've talked about this subject matter anyway, but it read, Black maternal deaths keep rising. And the story was about a pair of doulas who are on a mission. They're advocating for Black women, for Black mothers. They said they want to reverse this grim trend. It reads, while labor and delivery are thought to be the most dangerous time in pregnancy, studies are now showing that it's after the mother and baby come home when most deaths occur. And that's according to the United States Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. When I read that, you hear it. I've heard it just in conversation, that as Black women, we are, we are more in danger during childbirth. But I have not had any children of my own, but I've always read the story. So I'm curious to know what you think and how you feel about that, because I know it's definitely a topic that has come up a time or two, you know. But in any event, what I want to know is about you. So tell me more about what's going on with you. Did you cook out this past weekend? I want to know it all. I want to know it all. Tell me all of it. That's what I want to know. For those of you who are just joining us, you are tuned in to Love and Life right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. That's WURDradio.com. Our first guest this evening, she's going to talk with us about, well, actually, before I get into that, I want to spend some more time talking about you and what you're doing. Um, that's what I want to do. So, family, again, if you are hanging out with us on our socials, let us know. Send us a hello. Let us know that you're checking in. And if you're listening, we feel the love, but we always like to hear you as well. So feel free to call me and say hello. And you can do that again by dialing 215-634. 8065. Or you can call me toll free at 1-866-361-0900. I see that Aaron Dixon is joining us as well. Hey there, Aaron. Hi there. He writes, hello. We love, again, all of the love. So, family, I want to know, Aaron, Lori, Miranda, Tim, did any of you cook out? What did you do over the weekend? What did you do? Did you have any fun? Did you ever take part in the 4th of July festivities? Or do you just take the time to relax? Just sit back and relax. I'm curious. I'm curious to know how many of our family members celebrate the 4th of July. Hey there, Sonia. Sonia Evans writes, hello. Well, hello, cousin. Sherry Riddick, my cousin, is checking in from Atlanta. She writes, hello. Hey, cousin. Hey, cousin. So I'm curious to know. I'm checking in with you first, family, because that's what I like to do. I haven't taken temperature in a minute to see what's going on with your lives, in your lives, and all of that good stuff. How are you doing today? How about that? I shouldn't even say the weekend. How are you doing today? Is your spirit, is it feeling good today? Is it, because right here on Love and Life, although we talk about everything, we like to work through stuff as well together because y'all know I am very transparent, and I will tell you if my light is shining just a little dimly. So, family, for those of you, because I did not say it, and I would be remiss if I did not. For our family members whose light is shining just a little dimly today, you already know that I am sending you extra love and hugs to each and every one of you. Oh, Aaron, don't you make this in. Aaron writes that he was relaxing and he put my CD on. You know what? You know what? I love it. Jessie Lane Powell is checking in with us and she's sending love as well. She's a magnificent vocalist. You all know. You all know. What we're doing right now is checking in. For those who are just coming into the room, who are just joining us, we're just checking in. I want to know if you're here and you're ready to join the conversation. We have our first guest. I cannot wait for you to meet her. I cannot wait. We had a conversation last week. As you know, our resident guest on Mondays is Farida Boyer. And she was here with us, and we were talking about, as we do, we talk about physical health, we talk about mental health as well, but we were talking about medications. And so we said, well, let's talk about some medication and see if we can get that conversation going and get some questions answered. Nico, hi there. Nico writes, good evening, sisters Carol, Kayla J, and Word fam. Peace and love. Well, thank you for that love, Nico. I believe one of our family members is waiting to join us on the phone. Are you still there by any chance? I know I've been running my mouth. Are you there? We may be having some technical difficulties. Are you there by any chance? No. Okay. I did not hear the audio. So what I'm going to do is take a pause there, and I'm going to introduce to you our guest because I believe I've been holding her hostage from you long enough. So I was explaining to you that Farida Boyer, for those of you who are unfamiliar, she is the executive director and co-founder of the Black Brain Campaign Association, which is a nonprofit organization that attempts to eradicate the stigma of mental health through community education and advocacy. And in one of our conversations, we were talking about medication. We were talking about um, well, as it pertains to different diagnoses. And so, from the Black Brain Campaign Association, we have Dr. TALIBA Foster, who's joining us in a second. But before she does, I want to tell you just a little bit about her. Um, she is currently the chief medical officer for the Black Brain Campaign. She graduated from the Agnes Irwin School before successfully completing her undergraduate degree at the University of Pennsylvania, postgraduate degree at Columbia University, and medical degree at Robert Wood Johnson Medical School. And she's here. She is here to talk with us. Family, I invite you to meet Dr. TALIBA Foster. Dr. Foster, you know what? We might be having some technical difficulties here as well. Can you hear me well, Dr. Foster?
Yes, I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, I
Perfect.
can. Good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I know we were trying to work some things out. So, family, I'm going to ask if you will be patient with us because we were trying to work those things out. I do not have visual, but I do have audio, so we're good with that.
Okay.
I do want to continue to recognize our family members that are joining us. Nasir Butler has just come into the room. So, welcome, Nasir. Hello, and thank you for joining us. Dr. Foster, since this is your first time joining us here at Love and Life, I just want to say thank you because we know you have a lot on your plate. We know we're always grateful when when you all take time to join us, I should say. Because for Rita, we always see she's always on 10, doing so many things, and we know that you are as well. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it, especially on such a hot day before the holidays. Thank you
Oh,
very much.
heavens to Murgatroyd. You listen, we were all melting today. Okay. I had to tell my little fur baby, I said, baby, you can't, there will be no long walks today.
Yeah, we went out early and came back early.
Yep,
Thank
so
you
do
for having me. Appreciate it.
yes. So, Dr. Foster, Farida suggested that you come on and talk with us because we were talking about psychotropic medications to be specific. And a few of our family members were asking questions about how psychotropic medications can affect one's mental state. So I know nothing. I will say that I know nothing about psychotropic medications. So I'm curious to know as much as you can share with us in the short amount of time that you will spend with us. So the first question I do have for you
Sure.
is are are all w- no are no well I wanted to know about psychotropic medications being addictive. Are there any or are they all within proper use?
All right. So let's go back, and I'm just gonna make it really easy. So
Yes.
psychotropic medications, that's the name that they give to any medication that has an effect on the brain. So that could be any kind of medication. It could be lithium, it could be Ativan, it could be some sort of antiemetics. There are all kinds of medications are can work on the brain, and therefore they're called psychotropic medications.
To work on the
I think when
brain.
people generally think about psychotropic medications, though, they're thinking about medications that treat mood disorders, like
Mm,
lithium and heavy hitters like that. But there are many different kinds of medications to treat the many different kinds of mental health disorders, just like any other disorder in your body. So if you wanted to just, I guess, break it into three big categories, you could have mood disorders, and
okay.
that's like mood, um, depression, anxiety, those sort of things. You could have disorders that have psychoses, which are disorders that have like breaks from reality, where people may see things or hear things. And then you may have another category. You could break it down into so many, where let's just say like an ADHD sort of hyperactivity, impulsivity sort of category.
Okay.
And then each one has different medications, just like everything else in your body. And I think nothing else, if I don't get anything else across tonight, I want to leave understanding that the brain, any other organ in your body. And just like you need medication to treat any other organ in your body, you may need medication to treat your brain.
Mm, mm.
So psychotropics go across the range.
I have one question because the audio, it broke just a little. What would
Oh gosh.
ADHD be? No, 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 no. Well, you know how listen. We deal with this all the time. Just listen. Ain't nobody but the devil trying to get in the details, but he is not welcome. So you were saying about ADHD. What exactly is
Yes.
ADHD?
So ADHD and ADD, they fall under hyperkinetic disorders, which means that it's too much, moving too much, too fast, taking in too many. There's two big actually there's three types. One is with attention deficits. You have problems with your attention. And you also have hyperactivity. Some people have attention deficit, but they problems with hyperactivity, they just get distracted. And then the third type is a combination of the two.
Mm.
So
So are there? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
I was about to ask if there are certain psychotropic medications that are commonly used to, or does it depend on the severity of the condition?
Right. So normally for me, when I'm prescribing medication, I don't ever prescribe medication initially from the door. It has to be, are the benefits of this medication, do they outweigh the risks that you would have if you didn't take the medicine? So will this medication benefit you more than it would if you didn't take it at all? So you should ask that question. So for ADHD, you're looking at things like short attention span, distraction. If you're restless, impulsive, have a hard time with organization, negative internal feelings, frequent search for high stimulation, like fast moving things, problems with your coordination, sleep-wake difficulties, those sort of things fall under ADHD. And then under that, there are many categories that you could use to treat medications, but the big categories are stimulants and non-stimulants. So under stimulants would be things like Adderall, Concerta, those sort of medications. Medications that aren't stimulants are you can use Wellbutrin for it. You can use Clonidine, 10X. So there's different medications that you can use, and I think it's all patient specific.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Family, listen, if you've just joined us, you are tuned in to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. We are talking with Dr. TALIBA Foster of the Black Brain Campaign Association, and we're talking about psychotropic medications. Now, you already know, if you have questions, you can feel free to comment and put them in our socials, or you can also call us, and you can do that by dialing 215-634-8065. You can also call us toll free at 1-866-361-0900. What we're going to do, though, in this moment, we're going to take just a short break, and when we come back, we're going to see if we can't talk with our family member who's been waiting on the phone line. We were having a technical issue. I think that has been resolved. So we're going to take a short break, come back, go to our phone lines, and we're going to continue the conversation with Dr. Foster. So stay with us because we'll be right back.
Are you ready to make a real difference in your community? The Philadelphia Police Department is recruiting new officers starting today through July 16th. As an officer, you will enjoy incredible benefits like fully paid medical, dental, and vision for you and your family. Plus, you can earn a salary of up to $85,000 after just 3 years. Also, plan your future by being fully vested in your pension within only 10 years. Apply at joinphillypd.com to start your journey from today until July 16th. Together, we can build a stronger, safer Philadelphia.
Hey, Lisa, I've been seeing those pics you post of you and your family at all those fun events. What gives?
Oh, VetTix.
What's VetTix?
VetTix is an amazing charity that gives free event tickets, like concerts, sporting events, and shows, to currently serving military vets and their families, and to the immediate families of troops killed in action.
We have extra tickets sometimes. Can I donate them?
Yes, just go to vettix.org. You can give your extra tickets, and other vets like me can sign up to get them.
What a great way to give back. And listen, thank you for your service.
Hey, did you feel that?
Feel what?
Feels like a wave just hit me. I think something's happening at WURD Radio.
Are you ready?
WURD Radio's rocking the boat and bringing you new programming. Beginning Monday, June 26th, check out some of your old favorites and new additions in new time slots.
New position, new position.
Morning Drive begins with The Source with Andrea Lawful Sanders, Monday through Friday from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m., followed by Wake Up with WURD with Solomon Jones, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Get your news and entertainment from Reality Check with Tanya Pendleton, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Keeping it real with Reverend Al Sharpton returns to the middays, Monday through Thursday, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Your drive time remains enlightened by Evening Words with Nick Taliaferro, Monday through Thursday, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. And grab a nightcap from Love and Life with Carol Riddick, Monday through Thursday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Listen on air and online at WURDradio.com. WURD Radio, celebrating 20 years of progressive Black talk media.
Let's go!
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hello there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. We are talking with Dr. TALIBA Foster, and we've been talking about psychotropic medications. I want to recognize some more of our family members that have joined us. Lenord Wheeler writes, hello. Well, hello to you too. And thank you so much for joining us. If you will recall, family, before the commercial break, I did say that we would take a moment to go to our phone lines to see if we could reach our family member who's been holding to talk with us. And I believe we can make that happen now. Are you still there by any chance?
Yes, I'm here, Cal.
Hi, Ron. How are you today?
I want to say to the mission, not being disrespectful to your guest, but you asked what we did over the weekend. I would like to share with her. This is a little better than medication. I want to talk about Love is on Tour. I want to thank the people from South Philadelphia that participated with us in North Philadelphia. We had quite a few people came out on Born But Never Forgotten. And it was fun. And what is America to me? All the children in the playground, the people that I see, the howdy and the handshake. That's America to me. As we celebrate, as people look at the tomorrow, that they, celebrate this 4th of July. Well, that persevere, it always wins. And Cal, let me say this, Love is on tour. And I'm not bragging. The people put their children in, they wasn't even born. And thank me for the work that I have done. They made me cry. All that. And what I understand, what gift they have eulogized me while I lived in this life. I want not for nothing And I want to just let people know, if you can, not to do what Ryan does, but try to take a little time out in your community. If you can dedicate a minute or an hour, that is so important. And so as we celebrate this life that we're in now, you do it. Let's do it in the memories of your moms, your dads, and the ancestors, Miss Harriet Tubman, any of those people that you want to. Because the work you do in this work, Cal, and you're doing through your song, and many others on WRD, I bear witness. Love is on tour. I'm booked up. I'm nobody, but I mean by any name, by title. But I'm booked up here. People want me to come and to share with them. And I'm glad about it. And I want to say to you, Cal, one other thing. Remember this. When your soul glass get empty, the things, I heard what you said the other day and making your comments, and this is very important to me, that I remind you as a female, remember this. When you have life and you take inventory in your life and what your family have given you, beloved, let nobody, they can come to hurt your spirit, but they cannot break your spirit, beloved. You're precious. You're precious. And I know that in people in their relationships or anything like that, but it goes beyond that. Everything is about you. Go back to the Bible. He gives you dominion over life. Sometimes soul glass get empty. You go back and revisit what you have done from the little animals that you took in your house, from the kitten and all that. That's a special person that would do something. I don't know if you've been in your family, have experienced being a Muslim. Say it again, entered into heaven. The woman picked up the kitten. And took that, the man picked up the kitten and took it home and gave it milk. And the Almighty God took. And she was entered into heaven for that. So I say all these things, Cal, to say this. And I do hope, as you take in the joy with your life, that the Almighty God bless you with health and strength and all the WRD family, especially this hour that you spend with Cal. Cal said it's a lovely way to spend the evening with me. Thank you very much, Cal.
Thank you so much.
Love in your heart always. Thank you.
Ron, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, as always, for all of the love and positivity that you share with us. It is, you are truly a gem and you are truly appreciated. And I mean that. I mean that with every fiber of my being. We can't thank you enough. Thank you so much. Family, if you just joined us, you are tuned in to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. We are talking with Dr. TALIBA Foster, and we've begun the conversation about psychotropic medications. If you have a question, feel free to share it. You can do that on our socials, or you can call us. You can call us at 215-634-8065, or you can call us toll free at 1-866-361-0900. Dr. Foster. So we had a question. One of our family members asked, well, first of all, it's great to see you. For those who are listening and are not watching, we were unable to see Dr. Foster for just a few moments. So it's great to see you.
Thank you so much for having me.
You are welcome. Thank you. One of our family members had a question in the past, and the question was about the effects of constant use of psychotropic medications. So I'm curious to know of the effects of long time usage.
I think, again, it depends on what kind of medication you're talking about. There used to be a whole group of, I think, when most people think of psychiatric medications or psychotropic medications, they think of that big, long group of, back with Thorazine and lithium.
Yep.
Those are the big, heavy hitters. And I've been in practice for over 20 years. I've never used any of those medications. So I think that the ones that have the biggest, I rarely even use Prozac, the medications that have names and the big stigmas are medications that we don't really use anymore. Mm-hmm. So I think, if you have a chronic illness, people use medications chronically. So if you have diabetes, you may use metformin every day. You may use insulin every day. Mm-hmm. It would be the same thing as if you had depression, or if you had anxiety, or if you had a trauma that kept coming back up for you, that you may need medications every day. So again, risks outweigh the benefits, I think, again.
That makes so much sense to me. I know just in having conversation in the past, and this was I'm mixing apples with oranges, family. When having conversations in the past with my mother, we were
Mhm.
talking about medications, and her that was her biggest concern. No matter what the medication was, she
Right.
was not taking psychotropic medications, but any medication. It was always a concern of hers. She would always say, well, you got to be careful how much you take and how long you take it. And I
Right.
imagine that's probably the truth with whatever you take.
Every medication. Yeah.
Yeah, everything you take.
Every,
I can't imagine that it wouldn't be. But
I mean, the medication has, no, sorry.
no, please.
No, go ahead.
I was done. No.
The medication that has the worst drug profile ever is aspirin. If you read the side effects from aspirin, you would never ever take an aspirin again. I mean, worse than anything you see on the news, any commercial. Aspirin has the worst drug profile of anything. I mean, if you
Really?
start from the top to the bottom, I mean, gastric bleeding, all sorts of things. So every medication that you take has a potential side effect, every last one of them. And again, you have to look at the benefits to the risks. Does it benefit me more to take this than not to take it? And
I
if the
find
answer is yes, then
I
go.
find myself. Oh, I'm so sorry, Lord.
No, come on.
I
Come
find
on.
myself saying that, I was just having a conversation yesterday. We see these commercials all the time about they have these commercials and everybody looks so happy when they take the medication, but then the person speaks really quickly at the end of the
Yep.
commercial and then they say, well, may
All
cause this and that and
disclaimers.
this and this. Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
all of these things that are far worse, in my opinion,
Mhm.
than the reason you might originally be taking the medication. So that,
You
that,
should
that
you should hear it for aspirin. You'd never take an aspirin again.
I
It
don't,
was the very
yeah, I
first
don't.
thing about medical school, and I was like, I had no idea.
Now, is aspirin? What would aspirin be? Is that like Tylenol or like
No, aspirin is actually acetylic acid. It's
uh,
it's actually an acid.
heavens to Murgatroyd? What?
Yeah.
See, you know what?
But that's the thing. But it's just aspirin. It's normal. Just at some point, people used to take cocaine, and that was normal. People used to take ecstasy, and that was normal.
Touche.
It depends on where you are. But I think the medications that when they think of psychiatry,
Mm-hmm.
scary, zombie, those medications really are out of play. Again, I've never used Thorazine. I rarely use lithium. And those were years ago. So I think the medications have gotten better. Definitely you have more culturally competent doctors who
Mm-hmm.
understand that, just because you say something a certain way doesn't mean you're psychotic. If your grandmother died and you heard her talking to you, I might not think that's psychotic. Another
Mm-hmm.
culture might think it's psychotic. So I think a lot has changed with the medications in addition to just the practitioners. So, I think when Black people, brown people come into the hospital, they, just everything else, be very careful, ask questions about their medications, but most of those heavy hitters are outdated. However, all medications have their risks. So,
Mm-hmm. That makes sense to me. So, are there certain medications that should specifically be used for for short term? I imagine there are, but
I mean, I don't use anything that's habit forming,
okay.
but other than that, again, it all depends on how bad the case is. So, if it's a severe case, some people may have some people may have like the quote unquote nervous breakdown. Remember the old school
Mm-hmm.
nervous breakdown?
Mm-hmm.
That's acute. So people may take medications just for that period of time. And then once they're feeling better, they come off the medication. Sometimes people take medication. Like for instance, in my practice, I only prescribe for 6 months. So after 6 months, let's reevaluate. Are you good? Do you want to stop it? Do you want to continue it? Or, let's discuss it and see what we should do with the medications. But medications are different, and they can be dosed differently.
That makes sense.
It's a different animal than it was before.
Are there different medications that work well, or not well, that work differently? Differently. That's what I want to say. That work differently with people of color than other medications.
So every book says no. Every book
Okay.
says no. Empirically, what I've seen in my practice, I say yes. So there are certain things that I don't use in my practice that other people do use.
Okay.
Pro one of them. And again, this is just me from seeing hundreds of thousands of patients. It's not in the book. I can't prove it. But there are some medications that I do not use, and do not use, and not just for Black, but just their whole side effect profile. Is when you're prescribing a medication for somebody, you have to take everything into consideration. So socioeconomic status comes into consideration, how often you can take the medication, are you working during the day, do you have a break, do you have a quiet household where you take the medication, is your household chaotic? So based on all of that, in addition to the medication profile, is how I prescribe.
It makes so much sense. There's so many factors to consider, and here, I'm not used to
Most doctors make it sound real complicated, but this is basic what they're thinking behind the scenes.
You had me stumped on the whole aspirin thing. I'm still, my mind is still reeling about aspirin. Wait,
You can do aspirin and like with a few teaspoon drips of water in the palm of your hand, like just an aspirin from a dollar store aspirin, and melt it and put it on your face. It'll kill every face.
It'll kill every what?
Salicylic acid washes. That's aspirin.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
The phone clips. So you said if we take like drops.
Okay, so if you it is acid. So if you go to the dollar store and buy like dollar store uncoated aspirin, take like maybe 3 or 4 of them. Don't do this if you have an aspirin allergy. Let me just preface this. Or like I'm not giving any medical advice. I'm just making.
How about nobody try this? Nobody
try it. But that it's aspirin, and you add a few drops of water. You melt it into a paste. You put it on your face, and that is the equivalent, if not better, than an acetyl acid facial from the salon. That's the basis for it. That aspirin is what they're using.
Shut up, but keep talking. Listen, what? Heavens to Murgatroyd family, are you hearing this? Do you hear this? But you know what? They say, when you know, right? When you know. And I would, when you know. And I don't even have any aspirin. That's why I was asking, because I try my best not to take anything. And
most people do. And I don't think you should take medication. If you can get away from it and not taking it, fine. But if you need it, you should have it also.
Yeah, how about that? Well, how about that?
Needs medication, and that's their personal business.
Honestly. It sure is. You are absolutely right about that. One of our family members writes, I believe in trusting the process with your doctor. How about that? And shares, for myself, that's what works for me, along with therapy and a mood stabilizer. I overstand. I do overstand. And it is all about personal preference and a relationship between you, your physician, and our family member also shares that therapy and religious beliefs also play a part as well. And I believe all of that. I definitely believe all of that because even like I'm talking with my mother and my father who are on different medications for different health reasons. When I was talking with her, my mother had lupus, and so she had a lot of medication.
Right.
So I'm always anti-medication, and I was always,
right.
But I mean, you have to do what works for you, and do what works. Go along with what your preference is, and I had to let it go and say, okay, so what are we doing? And just follow her plan because that was what she wanted to do. So I definitely, definitely understand that. And you're absolutely right. To our family member who shared, you have to do what works for you. Family,
Mhm.
what we're going to do, we're going to take another break. But when we come back, we're going to talk about the relationship between the clinician, the physician, and all of that good stuff. We're going to continue this conversation with Dr. Taliba Foster. So stay with us, okay? Because we will be right back.
Listen up, Philly. This July 9th from 12 to 6 p.m., come out to the Black Chef Showdown hosted by Katika and Black Mobile. This epic culinary competition will feature 12 of the most talented Black chefs and restaurants in Philadelphia, all vying for the title of the best cheesesteak in Philly and a $500 cash prize. Sample all kinds of cheesesteaks from salmon, vegan, to brisket, and many other varieties. Come out to the Black Chef Showdown July 9th from 12 to 6 p.m. at the 2300 Arena in South Philly. Get your tickets at blackchefshowdown.com. You don't want to miss it.
What are you waiting for? If you've been enjoying the information and interviews WURD provides every day, or come out to our community events, it might be time to become a member. This year marks the 20th anniversary of WURD, and there's no better time to join the forward movement. Sign up or renew your sustaining membership at just $90, or your digital membership for just $5 a month. Join online at wordradio.com/membership, or pick up the phone and give us a call at 215-425-7875. Press 4 for assistance. The time to join is now.
What am I waiting for?
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
1, 2, 3.
This July 4th, join WURD for the Indie Vibe Music Special. Let us be the soundtrack to your cookout. Get into the groove with DJ Lisa Love at 7 a.m., 14-year-old She J Lady Sage at 11 a.m., 17-year-old She J QD at 1 p.m., DJ Tactics at 4 p.m., and DJ Fatine Dantzler of Kindred the Family Soul at 8 p.m. It's WURD's Indie Vibe Music Special, Tuesday, July 4th, beginning at 7 a.m., exclusively on WURD Radio and the WURD Radio app. Progressive Black Talk Media. This music special is brought to you by Comcast, Keystone First, and Pico.
Somebody make some noise in this joint, man.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
Family, well, welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. That's WURDradio.com. We've been talking with Dr. Taliba Foster, and we've been talking about psychotropic medications. So if you have just tuned in, that's what we've been talking about. We've been going through the whole spectrum of different medications as it pertains to different illnesses. I don't know. Would I say illnesses or would I say disorders? What would be the proper way of describing?
Illness, disorder.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think people
Okay,
problem.
listen, I don't want anybody mad. Anybody mad at me?
No, it's just
Listen.
us. I mean, it's all semantics.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. But
Disorder.
I definitely want to be sensitive as well.
I
Um,
appreciate
I'm curious to know because we talk with Farida Boyer frequently. She is our resident guest on Mondays, and that's how we got to you. She brought us to you, and we're so grateful for that. But I'm curious to know how our a doctor such as yourself and a clinician such as Farida work in tandem with our family members.
Sure. So Farida is the boots on the ground. In the community. Let me go back. So the Black Brain Campaign is a different organization. We're different because we all boots on the street in the community trying to find out traditionally how it works. That Farida, who the principal for the Black Brain Campaign, she is a clinician. And she's usually the first line of defense if someone comes in, if they want to, if they have an issue or if they want to talk about something, if they need therapy. She's the first line of defense. She works with families, children. I mean, there's all sorts of therapies, group therapy, individual therapy, all sorts. If you need more than therapy, you may need a medical intervention, then people then come to see me, and I'm a psychiatrist. So I had to go to medical school, and I prescribe medication. And Frida and I then work in tandem to see how your progress is going based on the medication I'm prescribing. When Farida's not there, I was trained in New York. We also were trained to do therapy. In Philadelphia, that's unusual. In Philadelphia, they usually have a therapist and then a psychiatrist. The way that we work at the Black Brain Campaign is all integrated. So I'm involved in therapy. They're involved in the treatment plans with me it's all information. So it's all data sharing back and forth.
Sure.
And if we do it that way, then we don't miss anything about patients. We sort of, can circle the wagons. So between that and supervision, we usually can catch the things that we're looking for.
So when you were saying, okay, as it pertains to the Black Brain Campaign, so would that be, so what you all do is different, your practice works differently than...
So when I refer to my practice, it's sort of just like old school, me seeing patients.
Okay.
So I see patients privately, and then I also, in my capacity at the Black Brain Campaign, I see patients through the Black Brain Campaign. And also we're working towards licensing, getting people accredited, Black therapists, counselors accredited through the process, and providing institutions with culturally competent care or, ways to provide culturally competent care.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I really do. I applaud everything that you all do at the Black Brain Campaign.
Thank you.
And
Thank
I'm
you.
so happy to be able to share it with our family members because you all do so much. And in addition to your advocacy for other clinicians and therapists and doctors. So it's all of interest to me when I get to speak with any one of you. It's always of interest because of how you work your practice together,
Right.
So that was why I was curious to know because I just think you all are amazing there. So family, for those of you who have just joined us, I am going to let you know that you are tuned in to Love and Life right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. We are talking with Dr. TALIBA Foster of the Black Brain Campaign Association. For those who are unfamiliar, you've got to do your research. You've got to check them out. You've got to check them out. But they're doing so many wonderful things. Dr. Foster came to visit with us today because we had family members who had some questions about psychotropic medications and who had interest in knowing more about when, why, how psychotropic medications are prescribed. And Dr. Foster has just helped us with that information. it's really interesting to me. What you just said, you said that typically an individual would come in and they would meet with Farida, and then she would make the determination. So I
Mhm.
was always curious to know how that worked, if one would meet, you know, how the relationship worked, and if
Mhm.
at that point, if the individual would only see you once medication was prescribed. But you just shared that, you know, you all work in tandem. So
Mhm.
as it pertains to that specifically, is that what typically happens in a practice, or is that specific to the Black Brain Campaign Association?
I think we work more integratively at the Black Brain Campaign. In my private practice, again, it all depends on uh, private practice. I have several therapists, so I'll make
Mm,
the with who after I do. I'll do the initial triage and then make the
the deter-
assignment to who I think they fit best with. And
nice.
all of our therapists are women of color.
Oh
My
wow,
entire practice is of color.
your entire practice
Mhm.
is women of color.
Yeah,
Heavens to Murgatroyd, I love that.
my entire practice.
But I do know you all advocate for that as well. That you for well, not specifically for women of color, but for
No, the
therapy.
Black Brain Campaign has
Right,
many. That's a huge organization. The
right.
practice inside is my providers are women, Black women.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So we
And it
have
wasn't
Dr.
on
Foster
purpose.
for
I
just
think
oh, I'm
self-selected.
sorry.
It wasn't on purpose. I think we just selected each other.
It was divine orchestration. That's how I see it.
That's
That's
what
what
I
you
think
call it.
too.
Divine orchestration. So we have just a few more minutes with Dr. Foster, and one of our family members is on our phone line. So if you are still there, join us, please. Are you still there?
I'm still here, Carol. You're speaking with Audrey. How are you?
Hi, Miss Audrey. I'm well, thank you.
And thank you, Carol, for your guest. Dr. Foster, it is so good to know that there is an advocacy that is trying to obtain some justice, not mainly for our children and for ourselves. And I'm referring to us as Black and Brown people. And it seems, Carol and Dr. Foster, that campaign began right here in Philadelphia. We had a respected Councilwoman, Janie Blackwell, who was very concerned because the amount of Ritalin that was being prescribed for our children. We had as well, I'm reading on, which to me is something that is disparaging, read that Frontline, the opinions of the judges regarding the psychotropic drugs. For instance, Carol, when you began to say who your guest was, I was reading, I'm saying, no, the judge did not say that, which the judge was actually saying that even though it was adverse effects, that they were in their findings because of the adverse effects, knowing just what to prescribe. So that means that whomever received that prescribed went through hell.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what that it sounds like that means. That's exactly what that sounds like.
So
What literature were you reading, Miss Audrey?
yes, that was the Frontline. Frontline, WHYY. Frontline, I'm presuming because they brought up the years 1970s, 1980s is when it was that they had some of the opinions of the judges that were presiding over different cases regarding Ritalin.
That whole conversation about Ritalin, that's all you used to hear at one time, that our babies were on Ritalin. That was all you used to hear. I am personally really glad that I don't hear that. I haven't heard the word Ritalin. Yeah, I'm really glad that I don't hear that and that I haven't. And I must say, I don't know, Miss Audrey, did you hear Dr. Foster when we were talking about the different medications?
I did
Um,
an aspirin. Aspirin came up, and I'm saying, well, wait a minute. Here I am reading that Ritalin caused gastrointestinal effects. So if a person, child, adult, senior, what have you, were prescribed Ritalin and an aspirin, cheaper.
So let me go back because I just want to be completely transparent. I prescribe medication, and I prescribe medication for children. I prescribe medication for children as young as 3, and I've prescribed medication for adults all over. And if I make a clinical decision to prescribe medication, that is because I believe that this patient is at risk if they don't take the medication. Ritalin is one of those medications that I have prescribed before. A lot of people like Ritalin. I don't use Ritalin for Americans, but there's a lot of people who really, really like Ritalin. Ritalin is one of those medications that we talked about earlier. You said, do I see, a little bit different? Nothing in the books that I could ever say, but anecdotally, Ritalin is not one that I use in my office at all. Ritalin is still widely used and prescribed and liked by many people. So I just want to put it out there. But I think it's difficult. We live in, we live where we live. When you go to see a doctor, like, Mr. Wheeler said earlier, you have to have a good rapport with your doctor. You have to have a good working relationship with your doctor and trust that they're not just giving you medication to, because it's a quick appointment, medication to just stop the problem, medication to stop another problem, which starts another problem. So once you have a trusting relationship with your doctor, I think it's fair to ask these questions about Ritalin. How do I fall? Where do we fall into this? And what are your thoughts on it?
You know what? I have to interrupt because I'm looking at the time and we have to go to commercial break. But I think it's so important. One of the things that both you, Mr. Wheeler, said about preference, about everybody's preference too. But what we're going to do right now, family, stay with us because we're taking a short commercial break, but we will be right back.
Pollution from trucks is a public health crisis. Diesel-burning trucks belch dangerous levels of pollution, and communities living near ports and along freight corridors breathe especially high levels of this dirty air. But this crisis has a solution. My name is Sasan Sadat, and I work for Earth Justice. I'm working to clean up our air quality, particularly for communities that bear the burden of diesel pollution. For the sake of our lungs, our health, and our climate, the future of trucking in this country has got to be zero emissions. Until then, I will never rest.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit defending the environment and people's health. Earth Justice is fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our economy through the shift to zero emissions. If clean air matters to you, visit us at earthjustice.org. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
Let's face it, life looks a little different. During these times, we're doing our best to keep our minds and bodies strong. And getting a flu shot helps us stay healthy, so we don't miss out on what matters, like having game night at home. Yeah, can't do that while sick with the flu. Now imagine family movie night that your daughter can't live without. Well, that's ruined. And don't forget your uncle's socially distanced cookout. See, that's why it's important to be at our strongest. Every year, millions of people in the US get the flu. Especially now, no one has time to miss out on moments that matter. So get your flu shot. Find out more at getmyflushot.org. Brought to you by the AMA, CDC, and the Ad Council.
We know the world is crazy. There's a never-ending stream of negativity constantly flowing by our ears. We need daily reminders that joy is essential. WURD Radio offsets the awful with daily words of joy and empowerment. These are on-air messages meant to uplift our spirit. We invite you, the WURD listener, to share your words of joy and empowerment with us. You can read a brief poem, share a favorite inspirational quote, an empowering story, or a passage from a book. Just call 215-425-7875, extension 107, and leave your words of joy and empowerment on the voicemail. Please make sure your message is 1 minute or less. It will be helpful to use a timer to stay on track. We look forward to broadcasting your words of joy and empowerment. We are WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
This is your celebration.
WURD is the voice of the African American community, not only in Philadelphia, but around the country, and I would argue around the world. It is the place where we convene, the place where we organize, the place where we argue, the place where we discuss, and the place where we come to consensus around the things that affect us. And most importantly, the place where we can move to action. I've been privileged to work at WURD, to work for not only the Lomax people, but for my people. And I am pleased and very humbled to be a part of what we do. And I wish WURD a very happy 20th anniversary. This is Solomon Jones. I'm the host of Wake Up with Word on WURD, the voice of the African American community.
We're celebrating 20 years of progressive Black talk media.
Let me tell you something, and don't you ever forget it. Success is nothing without someone you love to share it with.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hello there, family. Welcome back. Welcome to the top of the second hour of Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. That's WURDradio.com. I want to apologize to everybody because I get so carried away in our conversations. I'm always so interested in our topics and in our guests. And we were keeping Dr. Foster. We had her talking with us. If you missed the first hour, we were talking with Dr. TALIBA Foster of the Black Brain Campaign Association, and she shared some very interesting information with us. Miss Audrey, I'm so sorry that we couldn't really dig deep into the conversation about Ritalin and medications, but at the same time, I'm so grateful that you called, and we are so grateful to have Dr. Foster as a guest, and we're going to invite her back and hope that she will come to spend some more time with us in the future. So thank you to you, Dr. Foster, for sharing your time with us. Thank you, Ms. Audrey. Thank you, Ron. Thank you to all of our callers in our first hour. So here we are in the second hour, and we have some more guests, some more amazing guests. Oh, you see my fur child in the back walking by. Chloe says hi. You know, Chloe likes to stop in. In any event, what I want to do is introduce to you our first of many of the guests that we will have in this hour. Our first guest, she serves as the director of Beach Community Services, which is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to improve and sustain the quality of life for residents living in North Philadelphia. She's a scholarship administrator for the Beach Scholarship Fund, and she's the grants administrator of the Alston Beach Foundation. She is a native Philadelphian, was raised and nurtured in the community in which she serves. She's a dedicated community servant, yes, she is, and is a longtime advocate for residents living in the Cecil B. Moore community of North Philadelphia. And she's here to talk with us, along with some other amazing family members, about Jazz on the Ave, the upcoming free outdoor community festival that will take place along Cecil B. Moore Avenue on Saturday, July 15th. She's brought with her some of the All-Stars. Well, yes, some of the All-Stars, y'all. So, family, I invite you to meet Christine Brown. Hello, beautiful.
Hey, how are you?
I will not complain. Do you hear me? I will do no such thing. Chris, I'm so excited. Okay, family. So I know Chris. This is my girl. This is my girl. And I was so excited to have you come and just share with us information first about Beach Community Services. I mean, I don't think enough of our family members are familiar.
Yeah, well, Beach Community Services started in 2006, and we're offspring of the beach companies, which actually started in 1990. So we've been in the Cecil B. Moore community for over 30 years, doing advocacy, economic development, real estate development, and just trying to revitalize that community of Cecil B. Moore Avenue. We were started by the William Penn Foundation to enhance the community. And the founder of the Beach Community Services, Ken Scott, who was the
Okay.
current president. But Floyd Austin was the president who initially started Beach, and Dr. Bernard Watson, who was the president of the William Penn Foundation. This was his mission. He wanted to make sure that the communities in North Philadelphia and South Philadelphia were enhanced. So he thought what better way was, to start in North Philadelphia and to bring Floyd Austin on as the first president of Beach to revitalize the community. So we've been plugging away since 1990, and we're still going strong.
When I tell you, seriously, family, Chris is always letting me know of some effort that you all are doing and that you all are making. I mean, they do so much. And so I kept saying, I said, Chris, I kept asking, I said, Chris, please come on to the show. Please come on to the show. She said, I don't know. I don't know. But you know what? At the same time, I understand how much you do and how much you have on your plate. So let me just say, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you coming to just spend some time with us and to talk with us about some of the things that you all do. That it means the world to me that you're here to do that. And you brought some friends.
Yeah, I brought lots of friends.
Yes,
Yes,
you did.
yes, and I love that they're the All Stars, Jazz on the Ave All Stars. I have to use that. May I?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I said, oh, she's bringing the all stars. Absolutely.
Yes, we have a heck of a lineup of all women, bringing just great energy to Cecil B. Moore Avenue, and it's free. And yeah, we're just gonna, have lots of fun. This is the first time we've had it since 2019. And Carl, you've been around, so you were one of the
Yes.
first to grace the Jazz on the Ave stage when we started in a little lot on Sydenham
Mhm.
Street with a makeshift stage.
Yes. I remember I had so much fun. I had so much fun. But before, because I want our family members to meet everybody. But before we bring everybody into the room, can you tell us a little bit about the festival? What does the festival entail?
So this year, we decided to partner with the 22nd Police District. I am also a member of the Police District Advisory Council. So when my good friend, Officer James Samuel, presented this to me because he wanted to do something in the community, and I said, "Hey, why not? Like we should partner together." And because
Mhm.
Jazz on the Ave has been around, and I've been out of the loop for a little while, so I need to get my feet wet again, just to make
Sure.
sure that I still had it. Uh,
Yes.
because
Yeah.
it's been since 2019.
I
So
know.
I'm
I
kind of
know.
relearning how to put this festival together. And with the help of Officer Samuel, it's going to be an amazing event. So in light of all the crime and stuff that's happening in the community, it seemed right that we should
Mhm.
partner with the police, and it helps to bridge that gap between the police and the community. So yeah, we just welcome all the community residents to come out and just have a fun-filled day.
We just come on out. So first of all, it has grown so much.
Yes.
It has grown so much. Like, and I was explaining when I first did it, it was I had so much fun. But the last time I attended, I had even more fun because there were so many more people, and you have expanded the festival so much before. Because in just a few seconds, I want you to meet the All Stars, the Jazz on the Ave All Stars. I want to recognize some of our family members who are joining us on our socials. Cos Coleman, hello. He writes, hello, Carol. Well, hey there to you too. And Thaddeus Cradle writes, greetings, Queen. Oh, bless you for that. We so appreciate you, family, for joining us in any way that you do, whether you're listening or whether you comment on our socials or even if you call us. And you do know that you are able to call us. You can do that by dialing 215 634 8065, or you can call us toll free at 1-866-361-0900. So before we go any further, can you please tell us who will we get the pleasure of seeing, hearing, and experiencing? I already know. But Chris, would you please do the honors and tell us?
I sure will. So I'll first start off with our host. Unfortunately, our fellow Scorpion, Deanna Williams, is unable to be with us this year. But we have Patty Jackson, who's been a host of Jazz on the Ave for forever. I can't even tell you how many years she's been doing it.
Yes.
And we also have Mina Say What. So this is Mina's first year being a host on the Jazz on the Ave at the Jazz on the Ave Festival.
And we love them too. We love,
yes,
yes.
Also one of us.
Yeah, I was just about to say she's another one of our Scorpio sisters. We always celebrate together. We always text each other with fireworks and everything. And we love Mina. She's a new mommy. Oh.
Yes. So first up, we have Karen Smith.
Karen Smith.
Yes, the wonderful Miss Karen Smith. Hi, Karen.
Hi there, Karen.
Then we
Hope you can see me.
We can see you a little. We
can
see a silhouette. We see a silhouette.
Put some more light on.
But we love mystique, we love the mystique of it all. So we'll take a silhouette. So Karen Smith is joining us.
And then we have Miss Tia Shanae.
Yes. Hi, Miss Tia.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Tia.
Then we have Miss Lydia Hilliard.
Miss Lydia Hilliard. Well, hello, Miss Lydia. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I will not complain. Do you hear me?
Oh, I won't either.
I will do no such thing.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. How are you?
And our headliner for this year is the Queen.
The Queen
herself.
Yes.
You want to give it to her, Carl?
Wait. She was not even in the room yet. But when she comes in here, we're gonna give her. No,
okay,
not yet.
Not yet. We can
she's
wait.
Coming. But she's coming.
And then our DJ, we have Miss Denham, aka SheJQD.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. First of all,
Hello.
I'm on 10 naturally, but I'm on 1,000 right now. Wait a minute. The Queen has just stepped into the room. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Queen has just stepped into the room. Family, if you have just tuned in or if you are listening and you cannot see the abundance of just light and love that is on this screen, I want you to know that what you're seeing are the All Stars, the Jazz on the Ave All Stars -1. Okay. And she is the queen about whom we were talking just a moment ago. If you don't know her, let me tell you something. You don't know anybody. No, just she's the one and the only. She's from Philly. She's my girl. She's my sister. I love her more than love itself. She is Lady Alma.
Hey.
Hello, ladies.
Hello.
How is everybody doing?
Great.
Good to see everyone.
Yes, I must say it is my pleasure to have you all here in this same space, and I'm so excited about the festival. When I first saw the flyer, I said, "Oh, see, oh, see." When you do one of those. So, if you could tell our family members one by one, and I'm going to call your name and ask if you can share with our family members what you will be doing, because some of our family members are unfamiliar. So if you could share with our family members just what you do and what you'll be doing at the festival. So I'm going to start with Karen. I'm going to start with you.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. I think I'm in the opening, actually, after the DJs. I think I started at 3:00.
Yes.
And yes, my name is Karen Smith, and I'm a percussionist. And along with me, it'll be actually a trio with Jamaica Johnson, Hector on bass, and Yassi Ali from Snack Time, Philly, on saxophone and whatever else toys that he brings. And just like I'm all about, and I'm glad I'm part of the opening because I really like to I like the sound of the drums, and I think drums are kind of set the tone, and I play a little bit of different things that I add to it. So I feel like it's going to be a very spiritual opening. Set off the festival for the rest of the time.
Drums do set the tone.
It's a dynamite lineup, for sure. So it might as well come out really high and very, very spiritually lifted.
I know that's right. And you talk about setting the tone. That's the way to set the tone. We don't do anything without him. Hello? We don't do anything without him. So there's no better way than to set the tone spiritually. I love it. Love it. Tim from our social media writes, "Amen, Karen. It's so nice to meet you." He writes he's a percussionist too. So Tim's excited to see you. So who will be following Karen, Chris?
It's Miss Tia, but if I can I introduce my partner in crime, because I did not do that. James Samuel. Is he on?
He is not.
No?
No, he didn't join us.
Okay, he'll be joining. But next up is my girl, my little sis, Tia Shanae.
Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Miss Tia.
I am super excited to be doing Jazz on the Ave again. I think this is my 3rd year doing it, Chris.
I lost count.
So it's always a blast for me. It's always a good time, good vibes. I mean, the people are just genuine. And when I tell you that Chris treats us all like literally, she rolls out the red carpet for us. Well, Chris and her team, everybody, like they literally roll out the red carpet for us. But I am going to be doing a mix of some originals, and then I'm also going to be doing some soul music. I know the culture of Jazz on the Ave, and I know it's a vibe, and I know people like to dance and they like to party. So I am hoping to bring that aspect to the festival again.
I love it. First of all, so you all don't know that I love Tia too. I love you all, but you all don't know that's my boo right there.
Yes,
Tia
it is.
my boo. And so I'm so happy. Like I said, I was so happy to see just the group that was put together. Karen, I cannot wait. You hear me? I can't wait to hear you, and then to see. I already know. I know Tia, so I haven't seen you, Karen. So I'm like, I feel like this is going to be a present. This is going to be a
Oh,
surprise.
wonderful. This is my first time at the festival, but not my first time attending. So I've attended a lot of them, and I'm looking forward to this. Is like really exciting to me to be a part of.
Yeah, I mean, because the festival itself, like I said, it has grown, but it's a meaningful festival.
Yes, it
It's
is.
not just, it's not just a gathering of us, but it's a gathering. We come together on so many levels, which is why I love it so much. I want to take a moment to recognize Nico, who is on our socials. Nico writes, "All right, beautiful and talented ladies, this event sounds amazing," because it is. Family, listen, if you have just joined us, you are tuned in to Love and Life right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. That's WURDradio.com. What we're going to do is take a moment to take a break. But when we come back, we are going to talk more about the Jazz on the Ave Festival. And here we are with all of the Jazz on the Ave All Stars to do so. Okay. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. But in the meantime, if you'd like to add to the comments, or if you have a question for any of our guests, you can feel free to share that on our socials. And again, I'm going to share the number. I'm going to do so. That number is 215-634-8065, or you can call us toll free at 1-866-361-0900. Before we go to commercial, I want to say hello to Jean Smith, who's also joining us. Jean Smith writes, "Good evening, Carol, Kayla J, special guests, and Word family and friends. Happy Monday." Well, happy Monday to you too. We always appreciate the love that everybody shares. Family, whatever you do, stay with us, okay? Because we'll be right back.
The National African American Male Wellness Agency wants to thank all those who attended the 5K walk and run to save Black men's lives in Philadelphia. The agency is about much more than a walk. It is working year-round to bring awareness to health disparities in urban communities and create meaningful change. You can learn much more about the African American Male Wellness Agency by visiting its website at aawellness.org.
1, 2, 3.
This July 4th, join WURD for the Indie Vibe Music Special. Let us be the soundtrack to your cookout. Get into the groove with DJ Lisa Love at 7 a.m., 14-year-old She-J Lady Sage at 11 a.m., 17-year-old She-J QD at 1 p.m., DJ Tactics at 4 p.m., and DJ Fatine Dantzler of Kindred the Family Soul at 8 p.m. It's WURD's Indie Vibe Music Special, Tuesday, July 4th, beginning at 7 a.m., exclusively on WURD Radio and the WURD Radio app. Progressive Black Talk Media. This music special is brought to you by Comcast, Keystone First, and Pico.
Somebody make some noise in this joint, man.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
I'm Carol Riddick, the host of Love and Life. And guess what, family? I will be live. That's right. I can speak with you about the real facts and honest opinions on dating, sexual health, casual and committed relationships. Join me Monday through Thursday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. The conversations will be served on a judgment-free platter and seasoned with unapologetic realness. So join me Monday through Thursday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Celebrating 20 years of progressive Black Talk Media. This is WURD, 900 AM and 96.1 FM, Philadelphia. Streaming online at wordradio.com and the WURD Radio app. You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
And we are back. Hey there, family. Welcome back to Love and Life right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. You know, I'm going to say it just because I like to do so. That is WURDradio.com. So we are joined by none other than Chris Brown of Beach Communities. She is sharing with us the details about Jazz on the Ave, the festival that will be here on Saturday, July 15th from noon until 7 p.m. Is that correct?
Yes.
And she has brought with her the All Stars. She brought with her my girls, y'all. She brought the All Stars with her, the Jazz on the Ave All Stars. And they are here to talk with us about this event. So we just spoke with Karen before the break. We spoke with Karen Smith, who said she is going to bring it in the only way that it can be brought in, the best way possible. Okay. She said, I'm going to bring it with the rhythm, with some percussion, and she's bringing some friends with her. Tia said, I'm going to follow that up with some soul, okay? Because she said, I already know the vibe, the jazz on the Ave has. So I'm going to have some original music and some soul, okay? That's the way she said it too. Some soul. So, Chris, who will follow Tia?
So before I announce the person that's following Tia, how about I bring up Miss DJ Shej?
Yes, yes,
QD.
yes, 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 yes. Hey,
Hi.
beautiful.
Hi.
You right? Hi.
Well, I am CJQD. I'm 17 years old and I'm the DJ for the event. Um, I'm technically the party starter. So I'm getting the stage warmed up for all the lovely female performers at the event. And I'm bringing that old school block party feeling to the event, keeping it all clean and all feel good, just so everybody can have a great time.
And let me tell y'all, family. Okay, so I'm familiar. She's one of my boops too. Okay, and I know that she knows exactly what she's doing because I've been at parties and events where she set the mood just right. She said 17. I said, who? What? But
She
she
said
is
for the
right.
old soul.
Okay, when she said old school, wait, 17 and old school, they don't go in the
No.
same sentence, do they? You know? But she knows exactly what she's doing and she knows exactly what she's talking about because I have partied to DJ CJ QD. So you're the party starter.
I am.
Oh, well, then it doesn't get any better. See that? Okay. Okay. So we have DJ CJQD, then we have Karen Smith, then we have Tia Shanae. Okay. And then that must be Miss Lydia.
Miss Lydia. Hello.
Hi, Miss Lydia.
Hello, how are you?
I'm
How's
wonderful.
everybody?
Good.
Good.
Thank you.
Good. I'm excited. This is my first year being a part of the Jazz Fest, and Chris is just amazing. I mean, just
Hmm.
in my communication and everything with her. And then when I saw the lineup, I'm familiar with a couple, but I was like, God, you are something else.
Isn't he?
He really
Hello.
is, because I mean, I just said, just open the door. Just open the door, Lord, and I'll just go through. And he did. And he really opened one that is just so amazing. So I'm just bringing what my name says, the experience
Mm.
um, of realness, of we do R&B, we do gospel, we do jazz, we do, whatever the mood calls for. So I'm excited to be a part of it, of excellence, because that's what I've been um, hearing, and that's what I have it's been exhibited throughout this whole process thus far. So I'm excited to be a part of you ladies. Lady Alma, I've heard so many awesome things about you, and
You are not
Thank
ready.
you. Thank
I
you.
am just so ready. Ready.
Likewise, though, I've been sneaking and watching. You, Miss Lydia, I've been sneaking and watching. Yes,
What?
yes, I
So
have.
that brings us to the headliner of the event,
No,
none
no,
other
no,
than
no. Wait.
no.
Isn't Urs performing?
She is going to perform. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yes.
Can't forget
Ursula
my
Rucker will
sister.
be joining us.
Now we will never forget Ursula
You
Rucker. Okay,
cannot
No, I was
forget
never,
my
I
ever,
was
sister,
going to
never
leave,
Ursula.
forget Ursula.
I was going to leave her for last.
I'm sorry.
But that's okay. That is okay.
But we do know you two will be performing. And okay, so family, let me share. Over the weekend, so I haven't been home. I've been home a lot. And over the weekend I was, and I said I'm coming out for the Welcome America events. And I came to see my girl, Lady Alma. When I tell you she set it off on Broad
Oh, she
Street,
did.
she set it off. Okay. I said, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I had to soak because I was dancing. I was
Yes, you was.
I
You
was
was. Oh
I
my
was what?
God.
Yes, I was. Yes.
You
First of
were.
all, it was Helen and Terry and then you. I mean,
Mhm.
Yes.
I wasn't still for a whole 2 hours. I danced for about 2 hours and it was wonderful. But you closed the event and it was amazing. It was, well, first of all, when you have people dancing down the street, okay? Listen, you go on social media, you'll see
That's
the
all
people
they
they were coming down the street, okay, dancing to Lady Alma. So I don't even have to say it because you already know, but I think I'm looking forward to the festival itself, and I'm looking forward to supporting all of you at the festival. And I think it's just going to be it's already, an amazing effort and event.
Mhm.
And to know, quite honestly, when you talk about events that are sponsored and facilitated for the Cecil B. Moore community, this is something the entire everybody. I can't even say the city because anybody can come to it. It's a free event, but it's something that we can all enjoy. It's something that we can all share some, our time, spirit, and attention with, and we can support one another at. So that's the one thing that I love the most about the Jazz on the Ave Festival. I'm curious to know because here we are on the heels of Black Music Month.
Mhm.
Here we are on the heels of it. How much more exciting is it to have the festival on the heels of Black Music Month?
Mhm.
And that's something.
Very. And we have an all-female lineup. I mean, you
I
can't get better.
You can wait. Let me just say because man, now I tell y'all all the time I love you. Okay, you know that I do. I love you, but I so love supporting our girls. I
Yeah.
love it, and I love it when we can come together, especially as creatives. Because listen, I love it when we as females can come together as creatives and just do our thing and support one another. That's a beautiful thing.
Yes,
That's
it
a
is.
beautiful thing.
Yes,
So,
it is.
family, I want to remind you, or for those who just joined us, I want to let you know that you tuned in to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. We are talking about the Jazz on the Ave Festival. It's an outdoor community festival along Cecil B. Moore Avenue that will take place on Saturday, July 15th from noon until 7 p.m. The festival features live performances by the all stars that you see here. And what else will the festival? What else can we expect at the festival, Chris?
Some
Not that
health
we need anything more. We don't need
screenings.
anything more, but I'm just curious to know.
Yeah, health screenings, of course, some good food vendors. We'll have some social service organizations out giving some goodies away, and just a full day of just the community coming out and enjoying themselves. So yeah, we're going to have lots of fun that day. We're going to pray for no rain,
Mm-mm,
Mhm.
mm-mm,
no
mm-mm.
rain,
We're going to
No
claim that.
rain.
We're going to
but the
claim
I'm
it.
show
gonna
must
we're
go
gonna do the
on.
no rain rhythms. I'm gonna
Yeah,
make
the
sure
show must go
the
on
right
now.
rhythms.
Yeah,
So the show must go on. There is no rain date. So
no
we will
rain
be out
day,
there. Okay. We
no
will be,
rain
just so
day.
that you know, family, there is no
But
rain
we've
date.
had
So we will be out
festivals
there.
where we just danced in the rain. So
Nothing
get
wrong
ready
with that.
there just in
Mm-mm.
case.
The liquid sunshine, that's what we call
Yes,
it. Now we get
yes.
out there in the liquid sunshine.
Yeah,
That's what we call it.
yeah. We'll
That's
have some
what it is.
redesigned
Yep.
Jazz on the App t-shirts for sale. So I'm
Nice.
looking forward to showcasing those because it actually I was supposed to showcase it in 2020, but then that little thing called COVID happened.
Yeah, the
So
world changed.
yeah, it just stopped. Yeah, because Lady Alma, she was supposed to perform in 2020, and but here you are. So I'm happy
Hmm.
that you are here with us, and you will be blessed in the Jazz on the Ave stage.
I'm excited.
You know what? I'm
Super
curious to
excited.
know, ladies, from all of you. Here we are, and I'm glad you brought that up, Chris. We're living in this COVID uh, existence, this post COVID, if we can say that, but it's a COVID compromised existence. How about that? We're
Yes.
living in this COVID compromised existence, and we're all still dealing with so much. um how does it feel getting out there or being out performing publicly? How do you all navigate that? Are you comfortable? Because I know again, there's still so much going on and still so much to deal with. How are you all navigating performing publicly?
I'll say now I'm a little more comfortable than I was when I first started coming out. And actually, I wasn't doing any indoor events at the time because Lady wasn't playing it.
I
I was doing. For me, I didn't never stop working.
Mhm.
I was doing the online performances. So,
I
but when I
remember.
was able to incorporate people back in, I didn't go in first. I started out, and I was very careful. I came when it was almost time to go on, and as fast as you saw me, that's as fast
Fan-
as you.
We talked about that. I remember.
Right. And
We
so
did talk
now it's
about
a
that.
little bit different. I feel a little safer. I don't forget that it is still here. It still exists. I don't
Mhm.
say post COVID because you still can get it.
Mhm.
But I'm careful, but I feel a lot better that I'm able to share my talent up close in
Mhm.
real time with
Yeah.
the people. It means so much, because I felt like I was smothered and dying for a minute. And then we came up with that online situation for a bit that kind of fed and kept me alive because
Yeah.
music makes me stay alive for real. Physically,
Mhm.
it really
Mhm.
keeps me alive. So I'm excited, and I ain't going to talk too long because I know others want to answer that question too.
Crazy woman. What Well, what I will do, some of our family members are asking questions on our social. Sherry has asked, will the t-shirts be available online as well, Chris?
Unfortunately, no. We would love to have
Okay.
you there to pick up your T-shirt in person.
She's in Atlanta. Now, I know
Well,
that for
I'll
sure.
make an exception for her. She wants a T-shirt. I can mail her a T-shirt.
Okay, okay. Nico asked the same thing. Is there a website with the t-shirts? And Lenord asks, where will the main stage be located?
Broad and Cecil B. Moore, the corner of Broad and Cecil B. Moore.
Right at the corner of Broad and Cecil B. Moore. We can't miss it, right? We can't miss
Can't
it.
miss.
All right, all
Can't
right.
miss it.
Family, if you have a question, you already know that you can post it right here on our socials, or you can feel free to call us. And to do that, all you have to do is just dial 215-634-8065, or you can call us toll free at 1-866-361-0900. Sherry writes, thank you, and she puts a little love in there. So thank you for about the shirt, the information on the shirt. Family, for those who are unaware about what we're we're talking about Jazz on the Ave, which is a free outdoor community festival that will take place along Cecil B. Moore Avenue on Saturday, July 15th from noon until 7 p.m. What you're witnessing right now is the Jazz on the Ave All Stars. This is what we're doing. We're talking to the Jazz on the Ave All Stars, and they've been sharing with us what they're going to bring, what you can expect from them at the festival. The festival will feature live performances from all of them. DJ SheJQD said, I'm kicking it off. She said, I'm starting the whole party off. Okay. She said, so first and foremost, you will hear me. You will see and hear me before you see everybody else. I love it.
Yeah.
And she already said, I know what to do. I know exactly what you do.
Yes.
That's what she said. Okay.
Yeah, to
She said,
bring
I
your
know
dancing
exactly what
shoes,
you do.
polish your dancing shoes, whatever you gotta do, just come on out and have a good time.
Let me tell you something. You said you are 17. Let me
I
tell
am.
you. This baby, and I love her. I think she's the sweetest little bit. She's such a sweetheart. 17. How long have you been DJing?
I've been DJing for about 5 years. I started at my eighth grade school dance, I think. And from there, I just took off with it. Now, I started with Jazz on the Ave as a performer. I was an all clean hip hop artist at the time, where I actually performed with you, Miss Riddick. I think it was 2014. And
Ari?
With Jeff.
with Jeff as well, yes. And this is my first time as the DJ, so I'm super excited. Not so much nervous. I'm just ready to party.
Oh, listen. Ain't no nerves there. She said I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. Okay, I already felt it in your spirit, family. What we're going to do is take just a short break as we're nearing the end of this hour. I cannot believe it. We're going to take a short break though, so stay with us because we will be right back.
Need a minute? Take a breath and breathe in positivity. Here are words of joy and empowerment from WURD Radio.
To Black Women by Gwendolyn Brooks. Sisters, where there is cold silence, no hallelujahs, no hurrahs at all, no handshakes, no neon red or blue, no smiling faces, prevail. Prevail across the editors of the world who are obsessed, self-honeying, and self-crowned in the seduced arena. It has been a hard trudge with fainting, bandaging, and death. There have been startling confrontations. There have been tramplings of monarchs and of other men. But there remain large countries in your eyes, shrewd sun, a civil balance, the listening secrets, and you create and train your flowers still. I'm Delilah Wilson Scott.
This joy and empowerment vignette was brought to you by Comcast. What are you waiting for? If you've been enjoying the information and interviews WURD provides every day or come out to our community events, it might be time to become a member. This year marks the 20th anniversary of WURD, and there's no better time to join the forward movement. Sign up or renew your sustaining membership at just $90 or your digital membership for just $5 a month. Join online at wordradio.com/membership or pick up the phone and give us a call at 215-425-7875. Press 4 for assistance. The time to join is now.
What am I waiting for?
Hey, did you feel that? Feel what? Feels like a wave just hit me. I think something's happening at WURD Radio.
Are you ready?
WURD Radio's rocking the boat and bringing you new programming. Beginning Monday, June 26th, check out some of your old favorites and new additions in new time slots. New position. Morning Drive begins with The Source with Andrea Lawful Sanders, Monday through Friday from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m., followed by Wake Up with WURD with Solomon Jones, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Get your news and entertainment from Reality Check with Tanya Pendleton, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Keeping it real with Reverend Al Sharpton returns to the middays, Monday through Thursday, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Your drive time remains enlightened by Evening Words with Nick Taliaferro, Monday through Thursday, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. And grab a nightcap from Love and Life with Carol Riddick, Monday through Thursday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Listen on air and online at wordradio.com. WURD Radio, celebrating 20 years of progressive Black talk media. Stay politically minded and informed with the Black Women's Leadership Council, Fridays, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on WURD, 900 a.m. and 96.1 FM. Progressive Black Talk Media. Streaming online at wordradio.com, on social, and on the WURD Radio app.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
And we're back. Welcome back, family. You are tuned in to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. That's WURD radio.com. So here we are. We're in the last few minutes of tonight's episode. And you are joined by none other than the Jazz on the Ave All Stars. So we've learned tonight that during the festival, we're going to hear from all of these beautiful ladies, including Ursula Rucker. And I was unaware. See, I missed Ursula on the fly. So I'm so happy to know that. Now, where during the day will Ursula perform?
Actually, she will go on right before Karen.
So we'll have DJ She JQD. We'll have Ursula Rucker. We'll have Karen Smith. Then we'll have Tia Shanae. Then Miss Lydia Hilliard. And then Lady Alma. See that? Did I get that right? Wait, did I get it right? Wait.
You got it right.
I claimed it like I said it right, and then I had to ask.
No, you did.
So, family, I want to make sure that you know that this is a free outdoor community festival. It's nothing but fun, quite honestly. And as you've heard here with from these amazing and uberly talented ladies, there's going to be a full day of performances that you don't want to miss. That's number one. And what better way to support? So, Chris, I'm curious to know. We have the festival coming up. What's after the festival? Not that there has to be anything, but what's after the festival?
After on that same day?
No. I mean, what do we have? What do we have to look forward to? What other events are coming up?
This is the only thing that I can manage to do. like all the hard work, sweat, and tears, and long hours that I put in to
listen. When I tell you I overstand, you said let me get past the 15th first, okay? Yes. Talk to me about whatever day comes after the 15th. After the 15th.
But we always have Avenue of Treats, which is near your birthday. So that's an event that we have for the young people in the community to trick or treat along Cecil B. Moore Avenue in a safe environment. And Carl's been with me a few times, and so is Tia, giving out goodies and things to the little people. So we have a really good time. I dress up, so I enjoy it. Yeah, so we just have a good time. So I accept if you want to come, if you want to volunteer, please do so.
I love it. When I tell you, I can't get enough of it. I have so much fun when I do it. It's so right here. I mean, it's so much fun to see the babies. I mean, who doesn't live trick or treating? But to see the babies come out and they're so excited, and then to see the little costumes and all. Okay, all right. Before I get carried away, because that's my time of year anyway. Like Chris was saying, that's our Scorpio season. So tonight, though, we're talking about Jazz on the Ave. Okay, y'all know me, family. Y'all know what I do. I get sidetracked. I'm all over the place. I'll talk about everything in one moment. But tonight, we're talking about Jazz on the Ave, which is taking place on Saturday, July 15th, from noon until 7 p.m. It will be at the corner of Broad. Is it Broad? Broad and Cecil B. Moore. And I know what you're saying. Columbia Avenue. I know what you're saying. I know there are some of you yes. So it will be at both Broad and Columbia, and at Broad and Cecil B. Moore. It will be at both.
Yeah, and a lot of people say that, Carl, because I grew up with it being Columbia Avenue, but we have to remember Cecil B. Moore was a black man.
Yes, he is
the only black man that has a whole street named after him. His name isn't just under Columbia Avenue,
right?
The actual street. So
you are absolutely right.
Have to give him his props. So
you are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. And I say that because I want to be clear, because I am in no way discounting Mr. Cecil B. Moore. I want to be clear. I know how some of our family members, and I'm speaking those with whom I share a bloodline, and they say, "Wait, you talk about Columbia Avenue?" Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So that was the reason that I said it was to be light. It was to be light. So it was in no way. Y'all know I will never ever discount a black man. I will never do it. I will never do it. So, yes, at Broad and Cecil B. Moore Avenue on Saturday, July 15th from noon until 7 p.m. What I'd like to do right now is just thank you all for just coming to share some time and your energy and your attention. Um, just really, I can't tell you just how much I appreciate you coming just to share with our family members your energy and your spirits, because I think it's so important that we all, we just have a moment sometimes to share with creatives. I just think that's it's important. It's important.
I think
So,
it's very important.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
because well, you know how it is. We all see each other perform, but we see that side
Right.
of each other. We see that side of one another, and we don't get to hear you talk about you doing what it is you do. And we're all I know I can say this for you all because I say it for myself. We're all blessed. We're all, we feel so blessed to be able to do what it is that we're able to do. You know what I mean? Not everybody is able. So I'm sure that you all feel the same exact way in that we're
Yes.
all happy to be able, just to be able. Let me leave the ellipsis right there. Happy to just
Yes.
be able. Okay. So,
And
family.
I'm sorry.
No. Go right ahead. What were you
No,
about
I
to
was
say?
just saying I was doing an extra special tribute to because we lost my net sutler since
Yes.
Jazz on the Avenue has been happening. So I'm doing an extra little special tribute to her for that day. You're on my set.
Thank you. First of all, how do you supposed to say that?
Oh, I shouldn't say that.
Yes, you should. We love Monette. Yes. Yes,
Yes.
I said you were supposed
That's
to
out the
say
bag.
that. So I could have repeated that like 20 times during the
Yeah.
show. But what we're going to do right now is, family, I know it's time to go. So, hey, Deneen Young is joining us. She writes, hey, family, on our socials. But, family, to God be the glory. As we wrap up tonight's episode, I extend my utmost gratitude to each and every one of you as you continue to support Love and Life. Thank you to all of our callers and to those who contributed to the conversation via our socials. Special thanks to Dr. Taliba Foster, Chris Brown, Lady Alma, Lydia Hilliard, Tia Shanae, Karen Smith, DJ JQD. I'm going to get that if I messed it up one more time. Do you hear me? Um, for sharing your time, your energy, your space, your knowledge, and your attention with us. You all are truly a blessing. Additional special thanks to the entire WURD family, especially Miss Kayla J, who's not with us tonight, but with Nicholas Steptoe, who stepped in, Denial Jacks, for all that you do. Family, I'm going to say this. Enjoy your time off as the holiday is celebrated. This I'm going to leave with you. We are all in this together. So be good to you, but please, please be good to those around you. Have a great night and be sure to join me Monday through Thursday, 7 until 9 p.m. Eastern Time for another edition of Love and Life right here on WURD. Progressive Black Talk Media. Have a good night, y'all. I love
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Did you know Henry Ossawa Tanner, the first internationally known African American painter, lived and studied right here in Philadelphia? As the first Black student admitted to the prestigious Pennsylvania Academy of the Fine Arts, Tanner broke barriers with his innovative moving paintings and influenced generations of artists around the world. To find out more about the efforts to preserve his legacy and North Philadelphia childhood home, visit thetannerhouse.org, a message from the Friends of the Tanner House.
The WURD Radio newsletter, keeping you informed, engaged, and connected. Sign up by visiting wordradio.com. Scroll to the bottom of the page and type your email address under Connect with Us. You'll receive the latest information on WURD Radio, messages from our president and CEO, Sarah Lomax Reese, exclusive articles and multimedia content, and resources. Stay informed with the WURD Radio newsletter.
Pollution from trucks is a public health crisis. Diesel-burning trucks belch dangerous levels of pollution, and communities living near ports and along freight corridors